Dark Myth WuKong, Chapter 15. Such is love. Last time, it was said that Sun WuKong, enraged by the incident where Fan Shin's spirit was erased, wielded his golden hooped rod and attacked the heavenly court. That purple rope that Sun WuKong used as a necklace, due to an accident, absorbed a drop of Sun WuKong's blood containing his spiritual essence, thus gaining the potential to cultivate into human form. Now, let's talk about the great sage's rampage in the celestial palace. At that time, Sun WuKong was foaming at the mouth with anger, his entire body surging with demonic energy, resembling a ferocious beast about to devour its prey. Starting from the peach orchard, he fought his way to the southern heavenly gate. He initially intended to descend to the mortal realm, but then he reconsidered. Returning like this would be too easy on the heavenly court. So, holding the Rui golden hooped rod, he fought his way from the southern heavenly gate to the Jade Pool, where the Queen Mother was preparing to hold the Peach Festival. Along the way, countless heavenly soldiers and generals were no match for him. When the great sage arrived at the entrance of the Jade Pool, none of the heavenly soldiers and generals dared to step forward. All they could do was surround the peach orchard and guard the entrance, waiting for the Jade Emperor to mobilize more reinforcements. It seemed that only a larger number of people could give these heavenly soldiers a little bit of courage. Seeing this scene, the great sage Sun laughed loudly, put away his golden hooped rod, stood at the entrance of the Jade Pool, and addressed the heavenly soldiers.
You cowards are truly pathetic. I, old Sun, disdain to fight you. Quickly inform your Jade Emperor. Tell him that the handsome Monkey King, the great sage equaling heaven, Sun WuKong, from Flower Fruit Mountain, because he dislikes the heavenly court's performance, has come alone to challenge your mighty heavenly court. If there are any capable fighters in the heavenly court, hurry up and send them out. I, old Sun, will be drinking and feasting in the Jade Pool while I wait. If no one dares to come, then I, old Sun, will overturn the Jade Emperor's dragon throne.
With that, he turned around with extreme flair, his crimson cloak billowing behind him, extraordinarily majestic. Then, he laughed loudly and strode into the peach orchard. His majesty, his domineering presence, and his heroic spirit soared to the heavens. The heavenly soldiers behind him could only stare at each other. Entering the Jade Pool, the great sage Sun shaded his eyes and looked around. Besides some fairies busying themselves with wine and fruit, there was no one else in sight. So, he cast a spell to freeze them all in place. The fairies all stood motionless. The great sage casually grabbed a wine pot from a nearby fairy, tilted his head back, and took a big gulp, then threw the pot away and shouted,
Good wine, satisfying, satisfying.
Then, the great sage reached out and plucked a monkey hair, blew on it, and transformed it into countless little monkeys. Each little monkey carried a bag, and in no time, most of the fruit and wine at the Peach Festival in the Jade Pool was looted.
Hey, leave a couple of bottles for your boss.
Fortunately, the great sage was quick, grabbing a few bottles and hugging them to his chest. Otherwise, they would have been snatched away by those quick-eyed and quick-handed little monkeys.
All right, that's enough. You all go back to Flower Fruit Mountain and distribute the fruit and wine. Let everyone wait for me to celebrate my victory. Oh, and remember to summon all the 72 demon kings of Flower Fruit Mountain.
With that, he waved his hand, and the little monkeys prepared to descend to the mortal realm. But at this moment, one little monkey looked longingly at the wine pot in the great sage's hand, his eyes full of anticipation. The great sage Sun rolled his eyes helplessly and tossed the wine pot to the little monkey. The little monkey happily somersaulted down, heading straight for Flower Fruit Mountain. The great sage Sun looked at the mess and his empty hands, shook his head, and then plucked another monkey hair, transforming it into himself. Then he himself turned into a stream of light and disappeared. Where did he go? Later, at the entrance of the Supreme Lord Lao Tzu's Tusita Heaven Palace, another figure appeared. This person was none other than the great sage Sun, who had escaped from the jade pool. At this moment, the great sage Sun, with a wicked smile, pushed open the gate of the Tusita Heaven Palace. He swaggered in. Shortly after, the great sage Sun came out, his face filled with satisfaction.
Only an idiot would wait in the jade pool. This old man's place is much better. There are so many elixir pills. I ate until I was stuffed, but I still couldn't eat even half of them. Now that I'm done eating, it's time to teach the heavenly court a lesson.
With a leap, the great sage Sun disappeared again. Then, all places in the heavenly court heard a roar that shook the entire three realms.
I am the great sage equaling heaven, Sun, WuKong. Because I dislike the actions of the heavenly court, I hereby declare war on the heavenly court. If any beings in the three realms are willing, gather at Flower Fruit Mountain in 3 days to discuss the matter of punishing the heavenly court. If no one comes, then even if I am alone, I will definitely destroy the heavenly court.
The sound hadn't even faded when a loud crash came, and it turned out that Sun WuKong had smashed the gate of the celestial palace with his rod. Then, he swaggered away. This time, the heavenly court was furious, and the three realms were shaken. How many years had it been that someone dared to oppose the heavenly court? Would he succeed? Should they go and join the excitement? And what about the great sage Sun? He had already returned to Flower Fruit Mountain, immediately activating the mountain protecting formation and preparing for the demon clan's gathering in 3 days. Just as Sun WuKong was lost in thought, a shout interrupted him. He turned his head and saw the Bull Demon King and the others, who had come to help. Sun WuKong focused his attention and said,
So it's you, brothers. Is everything over on your side?
The expressions of the Bull Demon King and the others were gloomy, and they lowered their heads without speaking. At this moment, Sun WuKong sensed that something was wrong. So he flashed to the Bull Demon King, grabbed his hands, and asked,
Brother, what happened? Did something happen?
The Bull Demon King paused, gritted his teeth, and said,
The Macaque King died in battle, sacrificing himself to create an opportunity for me to launch a surprise attack. But I failed to kill the Supreme Lord Lao Tzu. I only managed to severely injure him.
Sun WuKong staggered upon hearing this. Fortunately, the Rock Demon King was quick and supported him with one hand. However, the Rock Demon King's empty sleeve also caught Sun WuKong's eye.
Brother Rock, your arm?
I was careless. It was burned off by the Supreme Lord Lao Tzu's 8 trigrams fire. Although he spoke calmly, the hatred in his eyes was not the slightest bit diminished.
Brother, what about the others? What happened to the others? Shouldn't someone have gone to help you?
We underestimated the Lord of the Heavenly Citadel's abilities. The Rhino Demon later led the elite demons and the White Bone Demon and other demon leaders to help. Unfortunately, aside from a few demon leaders, everyone else is dead. Moreover, your master, Master Sanzang, and brother Zhenyuanzi are all seriously injured. Oh, and the beautiful woman who was with your master has also died. At this point, Sun WuKong's eyes were bloodshot, and his sockets were red, as if they were about to bleed. The Rock Demon King continued. Later, when the Supreme Lord Lao Tzu was on the verge of death, Erlang Shen sacrificed himself to buy time for the Lord of the Heavenly Citadel, so the two of them escaped. Your master and brother Zhenyuanzi and the others have already returned to Flower Fruit Mountain to recuperate. Only the Rhino Demon and a few of us have the strength left, so we came to assist you. Monkey, how are things on your side? Sun WuKong lowered his head and used his hand to wipe away the blood tears from the corners of his eyes.
My 3 junior brothers and I joined forces and trapped the 4 celestial emperors in the celestial palace. However, they've probably escaped, and are trying to subdue the deathly water. We also underestimated the strength of the Jade Emperor and the others. Aside from the Ziwei Emperor and the Evergreen Emperor, who are slightly weaker, the strength of the other two is not much different from mine. I can defeat one of them alone. I can barely fight two to a draw, but against three, I can only run. But if I add you brothers and my 3 junior brothers, we should be able to fight them.
Slowly, Sun Wukong continued.
Originally, I planned to just destroy the Celestial Palace with the other demon leaders and be done with it. But now, I've decided that this heavenly court must be completely destroyed. Otherwise, it will be difficult to avenge the Macaque King.
His eyes burned with fierce fighting spirit and overwhelming hatred.
Good brothers, let's do it. Let's avenge the monkeys and give the sentient beings of the world a clean 3 realms. But you brothers don't need to rush. The Demon Clan army already has an absolute advantage. The Heavenly Court is in complete disarray. Next, we only need to defeat the 4 Heavenly Court Emperors, and victory will just be a matter of time. My 3 junior brothers have gone to rendezvous with the other leaders. Let's go too. Then we'll gather the strength of everyone. Directly capture the 4 Celestial Emperors. Then, with the head gone, the Heavenly Court army will naturally surrender.
With that, Sun Wukong, the Bull Demon King, the Rock Demon King, the Flood Demon King, the Lion Demon King, and the Rhino Demon transformed into 6 different streams of light and flashed away. This final battle finally was about to begin. This final stand concerning the life and death of the Demon Clan and the Heavenly Court was about to unfold. Whichever side lost would have a crucial impact on the overall situation. For the Demon Clan, Sun Wukong, and the others were the soul of the entire Demon Clan. Once Sun Wukong and the others were defeated, the Demon Clan army would definitely be counterattacked by the Heavenly Court's forces and scatter. And once the 4 Heavenly Emperors were defeated, the Demon Clan would definitely seize the opportunity and directly seize the Heavenly Court's base. Therefore, in this final battle, neither side could afford to lose, and neither side could afford to lose. It is gods, demons, humans, and ghosts each have their own path. Since ancient times, battles have been fought without surrender. If you want to unify the 3,000 realms, you must tread on a path of countless bones.